back to smart cities. If in fact New York, New Jersey become smart cities, which I'm certain that they will at some point, y'all are staying?
Isn't New York already one? Like weren't they saying that New York and California are kind of like?
No.
Which is a smart city fully entail?
Basically, kind of what we see on Divergent, shit like that, where like the city is gonna be encased, and then everything outside of the city
like
is
in an electromagnetic field kind of shit.
Kind of like TV shit. They've been kind of giving us a preview of where we going. And they're going to have a train. But from what I read, though, they said, like, you're going to have a window in which to run errands, shit like that.
Like, if you behind in child support, you'll get 15 minutes to run your errands in the street.
Oh.
If you don't run
If you're behind in tickets, if there's a warrant of any kind, if you're just not up to par. What'd you say?
Yeah, like, that shit is disgusting.
Yeah, they can take your property. It's deep. It's
so what they saying is
it's
that...
It's a lot more than just...
They're saying that the social elite are basically out here, and we kind of see it, if we don't want to get serious or techie, but buying up all of the regular land. Like Bill Gates is probably the biggest landowner in the country now.
Oprah just bought like...
They just buying a bunch of farmland and just land that other people would look at as being useless. But if you have a certain group of people that own 70, 80% of the uninhabited land, they're going to force people to come into the certain land. You get what I'm saying? Now you fuck. You got to live under our confines.
What did Oprah just buy?
Land, acres. Like a lot of acres.
Man, like tons.
Like hundreds of acres.
Thousands and thousands, yeah. So, like just shit that, again, that's not inhabited. Motherfuckers in...
Well, to answer your question, I would not want to live in a city where it's...
None of it.
Constant surveillance to that extreme.
I was about to say, we're living in constant surveillance.
Yeah, we are.
That's what smart city
but
means.
Social ID, you're going to have like the social ID. They got the airports now where they reading your fucking, your eyes and all.
Yeah.
That's why they trying to make us fuck with the... What's the eye shit?
To clear.
To get on the plane?
Clear.
All of that. So now they got your eye recognition codes. Minority Report.
They had this episode of Black Mirror where when you were, I know, right? When you were getting on like the, some kind of transit system, whether it's airplane or whatever the case is, they scan your eye and it scans your memories of the last, like, however long you said you were away, scans your memories to show proof that you were doing what you had.
That you ain't doing no illegal shit.
Exactly. Like that episode was wild.
And SMART is an acronym for Surveillance, Monitoring, Analysis, Reporting Technology.
No, I don't want to live with that.
Yeah, no, I'm going on.
I would like to be able to buy my groceries with my watch, but
when you said smart, I'm thinking like intelligent.
Okay. So my next question to y'all, and maybe we can expound on
all of that is the same.
Maybe we can expound on Patreon, but my next question is, if this happens in the next 5 years, what is your alternative?
Get down to lay down.
Move somewhere stupid.
Yeah.
Second world country.
Well, I don't think there will be, really. I don't think there will be anywhere.
You're not going to have many options.
Like you said, you ain't going to have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide from this. So shalom, Yahshua Allah. We'll start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the Pele Rubaton, created Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to your sister brothers' name is Truth, and shalom to the brothers and sisters that's listening and studying, show themselves approved. Shalom. Now you see from that Joe Budden podcast, which is a very, very popular podcast. So this devil's not hiding anything he wants to do. And when I say devil, I'm talking about Esau Edom, aka the white man. Klaus Schwab, who's the president of the World Economic Forum, has said that you will own nothing to be happy. They're doing this thing called 15-minute cities, as you heard them talking about in the podcast. That's what Esau wants to erect. That's where he wants everybody at. He wants everybody in little bitty stacks. Like apartments stacked on top of each other. It's going to be real compact cities. They're called 15-minute cities because you're supposed to be able to get everywhere and get anything you need within 15 minutes. You're not going to be driving. No cars. This devil want everything. You stuck in like a little bitty zone or area. That's what the devil want. That way he can monitor you. You'll have if you're in one of those cities, you'll have a micro chip in your body. And the devil will be able to keep track and, use you and drain the resources out of you. He wants to put everybody back in horror bondage slavery. Specifically the children of Israel. He wants to offset the marriage. And so these devils is getting this thing in action too. Like he asked him a big question, like, what you gonna do you know, when you enact this thing, what you gonna do? And, you know, they gonna take it. If you ain't building the truth, you're gonna end up taking it. So I want to show that this is scriptural, that this event right here is going to happen, you know. Esau wants to do that. So let's go get the scriptures. Let's get the scriptures. Let's go to 2nd Esdras 15:15. And I'm going to go 2nd Esdras 15:17. A man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So once you are stuck in that little 15-minute city, you're going to have a micro CHIP. You're not going to be able to go outside that zone. You're not going to be able to go outside of it. You go outside of it, you probably got some drones, robots. They're going to gun you down. You know, you're going to keep you right in that little thing like a fish tank. You know, like a pet or something. You know, you're just going to stay right there, and that's all you get. You don't go nowhere. It's going to be real small, you know, real small cities. And this is a real thing. As a matter of fact, let's go get that. The Agmarak had a whole thing where it's got it pulled up. Let's see if I can make it bigger. And check this out. Look at that. You got San Antonio, Texas, Las Vegas, Austin, Texas. It's a lot of them in Texas. I noticed that. It's a lot of them in California. And it's a lot of them in Colorado. You know, you can see Denver, Aurora. It's there, Brenton, Cannon City. It's a whole lot in Colorado. California, Ohio. You know, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oregon, Portland, Houston, Texas. And I got people, I want to go to Houston, Texas. Like, yeah, you better get somewhere where the country area is at. I said, Jake don't know what time it is. You know, they even got one way, what else see right there? Because they got one they going to do, Tel Aviv, Israel. Way in, you know, our land. They're going to have one out there too. Mexico, China. And what's interesting is I don't see hardly none in the Midwest on here. I don't see none from Kansas. I don't see none from Oklahoma. So I don't know if they're going to just move everybody out the Midwest and move them to the coast. Because you can see Kentucky and I see a lot of Colorado and California, Florida, Georgia. I don't even see New York on here. I see Florida. I don't see New York. I see North Carolina. Okay, there you go. Syracuse, New York. So they're going to have one in New York. New England. So they will. So Dallas, Texas. You know, so these are the smart cities this devil going to have erected. You know, he's going to put everybody in there. You know, that's his plan. That's what he wants to do. Whether he's going to be able to do that, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Now, what we do know is that he will be issuing out a micro CHIP. That's the whole point of these cities. And like me thinking of scenarios the way they can do this without getting so much bloodshed, I can see them shutting the power out. And the only power is left is in these little 15-minute cities to where people that don't have faith are going to like migrate to the 15-minute city and beg to be in them. I can see this devil doing that or taking over the water supply. Like they said earlier in the podcast, Bill Gates, Oprah, you know, all the low-level elites are buying up the land. So that way it forces you into these 15-minute cities. So they can use that as a strategy as well. And there's going to be resistance. But this is what the devil wants to do. Like, they're not hiding it. You go to YouTube, these high-level luminaries are telling you, Salakia, this is what they want. This is what they're going to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know? So at this time, we got to think what we going to do. You know? You got to lock it. That's why it's good to lock in and meditate in this word and be in this truth. That way, when this comes, like we know it's coming. We know it's coming. So it's not, see, the 2/3 is going to hit them like a thief in the night, like a shocker. They're going to be like, oh, I can't believe Esau doing me like this. You know, it's going to hit them like a shocker because they're not ready for this. They're not paying attention. They're too busy being distracted by all kinds of folly. Us, we watching this devil like a hawk. You know, so we making preparations. We getting prepared in the spirit, and we know what the devil doing, you know, which it leads to a scripture. Pop some up in the spirit. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So us being in this truth, the house of David, getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that right there is where Esau can't get advantage of us. Because he wants to take, I notice Esau likes taking advantage of people who don't know what's going on, don't know nothing. You don't know who you are. You don't know what this devil doing. He gonna come to you like, I'm doing this for your benefit. And those, he loves those. You know, like Donald Trump said, I love the uneducated. You know, they love those. And so our people, you know, lacking knowledge, they're going to get took advantage of because they don't know what's going on. You know, they don't know. But us, Satan can't get advantage of us. Why? Because we know what he's doing. We already ahead of the game. We see your little 15-minute cities. We know what you're about to do. We know about your micro CHIP. We know you're going to crash the dollar. We know about these things. We're watching them. That's why the Lord appointed watchmen. So we watch out and tell the nation like, this devil about to set the cities up. He's about to, you know, try to make it hard on us. He's trying to, you know, funnel us in them cities. You know, it's time to put our faith up. And that's what we're doing. I like how the scripture said, not ignorant of his devices. Because in them 15-minute cities is going to be that micro CHIP. You're going to have, there's going to be mandatory in them 15-minute cities. You can't be in them if you don't have that. Because the way to open doors, pay for your goods, everybody going to be on a universal basic income. He going to get rid of, like, these jobs that's going now. He might have you like doing some stuff like riding a bike or, you know, shoveling coal or doing whatever, some little menial job to power up his system. But he's going to get rid of your little jobs you're working now. And everybody's going to be on a set income. And you're going to have that micro CHIP to access it. And that's what this is all about. You know, this devil's trying to offset our blessing. He's trying to make us not acceptable to Yahweh Shah. That's what this devil's trying to do. You know, let's go read that, because that's the whole goal of these cities, man, is to, you know, issue out that micro CHIP and then keep you monitored, you know, keep you tracked, your every movement. You can't go nowhere, like a fish in a fish bowl, man, a small fish bowl. Because it's a 15 minutes, everything going to be stacked up. You can get everything you need in 15 minutes, man. That is going to be miserable living. So look at Revelation 13 and 16. Because this is the whole point. And it says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell, you know, not all that BS, buy or sell, so it's economical, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. You know what man that is? Esau, Edom, so-called white man, that man. And his number is 666. On that micro CHIP, it's going to have a barcode on it. On that barcode, the number 666 will be on it. You know, that's his, like, signature, you know. And you can tell that because Bill Gates got a thing, I think it's like ID, like Gates ID something, and the number is 060606. And I'm like, devil, you're telling on yourself, man. You're telling on yourself. And he can't help it, because that's how you know he's been guided by Yahweh Shah. He could choose any numbers. Why those numbers? He chose those numbers because the Lord made him choose them numbers, because that's, you know, his number, and that's what he's rolling with. So that's the whole point. And the Lord told us, you know, not to take it, because when you read Revelation 14:9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. So if you have that micro CHIP in your body, because it's going to go under the skin, you're not going to get picked up by no chariot. And then, like, see, these people are going to be trying to save their lives and think that's the only choice they got. You know, they're going to be here when those nuclear missiles go off. You know, the second death. That's why Yahweh said you're going to be tortured with fire and brimstone. You know, because this stuff going to get blow up anyway. So it's best to resist and not get that micro CHIP, man. Get that devil the middle finger. Like, I ain't getting that. I'm about to go off in the woods, and I'm going to rough it. You know, I'm ready for this. And then put our faith in the Lord. That's what we need to do. Don't take that. But see, all the people in that podcast, most likely, they're going to take it. You know, people that want to be in the world, that's worldly, and want to save what they got, or, you know, it's very scary. I know there's a lot of 2/3 men, they're very scary, man. I don't give a dang how much they project to be a gangster and how hard they are. Like, when you break them down to their core, because I be doing that. When you break them dudes down to their core, talk about, you know, what's really going on with Esau doing, they get scared like a little boy. And they gonna go, and that's what's gonna make them do that, because they don't have faith. They not built up to resist this. To get the resistance of this, you got to meditate in this word, man. You got to think day and night. What am I going to do when they issue that out? You know, get your relationship right with the Lord, you know. Get that stitched up. That way, when these things come to pass, your faith will be so booming to where you like, I'm not taking your micro CHIP. I'm not taking it, Esau. And you can say that with full confidence. And, you know, most likely the Lord let you escape this devil. Because this thing about to come in with bloodshed. It's going to be resistance. And then it's going to be certain people that's going to go willingly. Because they like, I can't make it without the system. They so dependent on the system. Like, a lot of people is not ready to really rough it and be in the wilderness and get their own food. They are so used, it's like they're domesticated. And like the Lord told us, don't conform to this world. So we supposed to be like unplugging from this system, like getting ready to like forego this system. Because I'm tired. I'm woe out. So when this comes, it's not going to hurt my feelings at all. I'm tired of working for this damn devil. Like, working for this devil is damn near torture, man. It's damn near torture, how I feel right now. You know, so when this devil gets ready to make these moves, I'm not gonna really care like that. I'm ready to go off in the woods and rough it. You know? So with that, what we gotta do right now, Yasharala, let me go back. I got it cocked in the chamber. Ruth 2:12. The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord Yahweh of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust. So we got to trust in the Lord, man, majorly. And that word recompense means payback. The Lord's about to pay us back for what? For our works. You know, all the Akim out here that's been doing the works, all the sisters that's been a helping hand, you know, doing what you're supposed to be doing, your works, man, we're going to get a payback for that. Now, it's going to look real rough. It might look grimy, you know, we out in the woods and don't know where to go. But the Lord said, I got you. Why? Because he said he loved those that trust in him. We're going to be under the wings of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. And I like this precept because check it out. This right here, this Ruth 2:12 also lines up with Psalms. We probably end off with that right there. Psalms 91:1. Because it said under the wings. It says, this is Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I'm going to hit verse 2 too. And I will say, the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress. My Yahweh, in him will I trust. You peep that? In him will I trust. And then you read verse 4, it covers Ruth 2:12 perfectly. He says, Salaki, Psalms 91:4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall thy trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. That's why this truth is so, you know, vital and important for our salvation, man. So we're going to be under the Lord's pavilion when this thing kick off. That's what I said. They didn't have no good answer for what you going to do when this thing kick off like that and all of that. We going to be like, I'm trusting the Lord. You know, we say something like that, they probably look at us crazy. Like, you know, because they still looking at it fantasy. You know, they thinking of Jesus Christ. You know, they ain't came into, like the scripture said, they ain't came into the truth. They don't know the truth. And we almost say, it's almost about to be game time. Like, if you ain't in the truth, you better be eating up. Especially if you new to this, you better eat up while you can. Because they about to do something and pull this word back. Which, why I say that, before I end off, Yasharala, I say, go to my backups. I started noticing something real weird on YouTube. They're starting to like cut our numbers down, the views. A lot of people, brothers is on a backup page, a lot of strikes. So right, look at my Odyssey account and sign up on that, because we might get knocked off the Odyssey. I think this devil might get rid of YouTube, or might get rid of our channels on YouTube. So peep out my Odyssey account, because something strange is going on with YouTube right now. I noticed that. This devil, I think he might, because he's desperate. So he might just say, clip all, any YouTube channel that's mentioned Hebrew Israelite, clip it. Because I know they're getting ready to do more censorship with this new 1.9 situation they're about to do. So, peep my Odyssey. I think I'm going to start a Rumble account as well. If I do that, I'll put in the description box right here where you could get on that. Because I kind of like Rumble, so I might do them. They're a little bit faster than Odyssey. So, I just want to do a quick hit to let you know, y'all, Charlotte, here you come. They're doing their 15-minute cities. It's all to get that micro CHIP mandatory and made you look good. They're going to make they stuff like little sanctuaries you go to and you be safe and have all the stuff you used to get, because it's about to be chaos in a minute. So with that being said, I hope this has been edifying. I want to say Kwam Yasharala, detailed by Bob. Shalom.